calling almost. So we'll have to see. If there's a good matchup there for Cars, this might go Rebellion's way.
We have a lot of questions, ladies and gentlemen, between this matchup, Aura as well as Rebellion. So let's start by answering the drafting phase here for game number 1. Aura Fire, they're going to ban out the Kaja as well as the Eve. Rebellion, pick out the Fanny here.
Banning the Assassin early on, usually that really means that they want some kind of solid backliner, but in the current meta, banning the Fanny just seems like an overall good idea. It has good clear, good burst damage, and amazing mobility. So if they really want to limit those kinds of heroes, maybe they can do that, but I think it's more of a respect towards the whole team of Aura Fire.
This might be a bit of a... I don't know if this is a coincidence or not, but Rebellion Zion are just banning all the F heroes. Fanny, Fredrin, up against Facehugger for some reason, right? Maybe they're trying to shut the aggressive maneuvers from Aura Fire that they can utilize with Facehugger at the helms. Remember, with that leader in the early game, you can expect Aura to go back to that early control, early centric team.
And looking at the bans right here, Aura has banned away the Paquito as well, and people have been saying that the only reason why Cars is even doing so hot is because of the Paquito pick that he is so reliable on, and this is a bit of a power pick. So without the Paquito, we'll have to see if Cars can actually match up to Kimura, who has shown a bit more flexibility.
Wow, but look at this. Ling, Fanny, and Fredrin being banned out. Double F plus L here, all in respect for Van, the jungler from the side of Aura Fire. The fact that he has been I would say, he has heavy shoulders, all right, for Aura Fire for quite some time now. The fact that he's able to land those retributions, get the objectives, and control the rotations from the early game. Rebellion Zion, they want to kind of limit that. So Aura Fire go for the Claude pick first up, giving it for Kabuki, and Rebellion Zion respond with the Valentina.
I love it for Rebellion Zion. They have a rookie mid laner. Getting his comfort pick early on is almost just one of the big keys here to activate him, to enable him in the game. And then you go for the Franco as well, a pick-off hero for Audi TZ. 2 of the winning conditions that we saw in the keys to victory already filled up by Rebellion Zion. And for Aura, this Claude. I think we've had a discussion backstage about where this Claude has been. Usually when the Claude is open, you expect Aura to always pick it up, but in the first week, it was absent. Now it's finally back.
Finally back, and with Angela in Tao, as well as the Joy, another assassin that hasn't been banned away by Rebellion. Fortunately for them though, Coach Chico has selected a roamer that has the suppression that has been so critical in limiting the outplay potential, the mobility of these heroes, like the Joy, like the Ling, like the Fanny, but now they round up their draft with the Beatrix as well. So in the gold lane, it seems like a bit of a skill matchup, but so far with the new emblems, Claude has just been so obnoxiously sustainable in the lane. You can almost never bully him out unless intervention from the other lanes, from the roamer and the jungler, can swing the balance.
And honestly, from the mid laner as well, right? The way that they're able to rotate, it's different now. I think Valentina's going to play a huge factor in to be able to put Claude in his place as well, so there's a lot of center focus on that. And let's drop into the second phase. Charizla being bound out here by Rebellion Zion, ensuring that Kimura gets a hero that he might not just be comfortable with. So far, he's only picked up the Fredrin, Uranus, as well as the Paquito. Without these 3 heroes and the Charizla out of the board, what is he left with?
Well, we've seen a few different heroes for Kimura, but we haven't seen him find success at all here. Back in Snapdragon Pro Series, we did see him go on to Lapu even, and finding a lot of success, but now that the Lapu's out of the meta, it is going to be really hard for him to find a hero, and you can see Rebellion Zion already doubling down on that with a Charizla ban, and now a Kadita ban. A hero that we haven't seen a lot from Aura, especially after the Godiva left, after the Kadita.
We don't talk about that.
Still a painful situation to remember for sure. But now, on the topic of EXP laners, if they want to try and counter this Beatrix, there's still options available. Like the Masha, that is usually very popular, is still something that Aura can select. If they want to go with something a bit more aggressive, the Yuzong occasionally has made an appearance, but not too popular in the current meta. But the first pick goes to the side of Rebellion.
Okay, hear me out. I think Aura Fire want to force Rebellion Zion onto Glue for Cars, and Aura Fire picks up Faramis for Facehugger. It's a signature hero. We've seen it time and time. This Angela can still be flexed into the roam if they want to. in the hands of High, which is what we saw, I think, last 2 weeks ago in the first week of MPL ID. And if they do,
Good pick.
they have a lot more to work with. Now, Rebellion Zion, they're going to focus on the Boxia first.
Yeah.
But keep an eye out for that.
Instead of going for Dominance Ice, forcing the roamers to go for a very early Dominance Ice, taking a lot of resources away, they put the Boxia. They lock it in their composition for the Blue Bulls here to try to nullify that Angela and Joy presence early game. Now they don't need to go and rush Dominance Ice. And Aura, that bait, that glue bait, is no longer here, no longer present. They go for the Ruby and the Novaria. Range and peel.
Range and peel, and of course scouting potential for this team right here. But for Rebellion, like you mentioned, Mirko, this trio roaming, we talked about the mid lane roam being so important. Having a Franco, Valentina, and Boxia, that is a terrifying combo. And for Aura, the only real solution they have is only the Ruby, and we have to see if that is adequate. Because even Novaria becomes a very easy target, and she doesn't have a lot of crowd control to help out the teammates. And now to make things worse, the Grok has also been secured by Rebellion, making for a very solid dive composition.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult for the Claude as well. Plus, Rebellion Zion picked up the Valentina, so all those resources that Aura Fire picked up for themselves, that's available to utilize by Rebellion in these team fights.
In the team fights though, I think Aura might have a bit of a more wombo combo situation, but I think Rebellion's plan is to make sure that it doesn't get that late into the game. They want to make sure that they use all this mobility, the shield unit in particular from Boxia, to ensure that the jungle doesn't even get a chance to actually have an appearance in this game.
Both teams are playing for mid control, mid power spike as well. Beatrix will hit that mid power spike a bit earlier than the Claude. We'll see how Rebellion Zion utilizes that better mid trio to try to rotate over to the gold lane. I presume with the Grok acting as just a sole playmaker.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are moments away of heading into the Land of Dawn, with both teams having a lot to prove. Let's welcome game number 1.
Let's see how both teams maneuver early on. Already an Iron Hook. We were talking about Rebellion maybe going for the early game aggression, but I saw on the emblems actually 2 weapon masteries, so they have great insurance if the game does drag on. Early on though, this Joy will be clearing a lot faster for now, and Rebellion, they can clear with this Beatrix, who is in the mid lane for some reason.
Yeah, wait, what's going on here? Heiz is actually clearing the mid side, Valentina and Grok in the top side. Is this new? I have never seen this rotation before.
We've seen this some of the times here in Snapdragon Pro Series Challenge season. A few times, and even in the Challenge Final group stage, I think we have seen the gold laner just go into the mid. It's the funnel strategy very early on. They have a Valentina and Franco though, so I'm not too sure. Usually we see that more often for the team who has the Angela, getting the gold laner or whoever they want to get more gold, to funnel it in a bit more gold than usual. But in this case, I think Heiz, he's winning an XP, but I think lost a bit more gold. Kabuki got a few good shots on that turret gold.
Yeah, and it's peculiar, right? With that being said, he's going for a very aggressive talent and emblem build, penetration as well as weapon master, instead of something like tenacity against the Claude.
Sure, it's a bold move, but maybe they have something to plan around it. On the other hand, in the mid lane, facehuggers on the Angela, but not running the basic emblem, so you can see his mana is running dry quite easily. But you can see that Renbu, even on the Valentina, is struggling to deal with that wave clear, the early spam coming in from the Angela. But as level 4 rolls around, especially in this turtle fight, you're gonna see the Valentina, I think, become a bit more impactful.
With this rotation, like you guys mentioned earlier on, is there a significant lead for Heiz? I guess there is in EXP. I wonder for gold. And it's interesting, right? Because the fact that Heiz can get... Oh, wait a minute, Cars!
Wild charge coming down, Vincent, good retreat.
Oh.
Now it's gonna be Bloody Hunt, locking Van down. First blood over to Cars with a big smack to the face. Kimura flickering out, getting the stun down, disengaging. But Rebellion starting off strong. Even now trying to punish even more into the purple buff.
They're going for more here, looks like. Look at that damage coming in. Audi TZ gets zoned away, but Vincent, it seems like he's going to be able to get this buff. Oh no, Van still manages to get it.
Good steal back from Van right there, salvaging the situation. But from Rebellion, that was such a great play. Using all, like, 2 ultimates essentially to ensure that Van gets absolutely shut down.
Whoa.
Now we take a look at the town's prediction by the Samsung Galaxy S series, and only 2 votes for Aura, but it's Papulong and Omwawa.
Wait, am I missing something? Eterna not voting for Aura? Is this a curse? What is going on?
Guys, we talked about it at SPS. You know, we were like, you know, maybe there's a reason why Aura hasn't been winning. It's because of a small Eterna curse for Aura. So I'm planning on something different. Let's see how this goes out. But what? High's gonna be able to take a down High there, propelling his lead a lot further. And you don't want Highs on this Beatrix to scale that quickly.
Scaling Beatrix is definitely a huge problem, especially if Audit TZ can continue getting those iron hooks. The follow-up coming in from a Beatrix is just so deadly. And we'll see if Highs even tries to go and play with the Wesker, because we saw a bit of that the other day, but we haven't seen it too often. It's usually just the Bennett and the Renner. But in the mid lane, it seems like Renbu is just satisfied clearing. He hasn't been that active roaming around the map.
You know why? Because they have Audi. They don't really need to force anything. They can just wait for Audi to make these plays happen, to make the calls. And what I know from Audi is he is very disciplined. He doesn't go for anything unnecessary. He's very efficient, stone cold, just like a robot. Just like his previous team, Bigatron Beta. When he led that team to victory, it was all on him to make the calls work.
You just had to shout it out, didn't you? Well, in the bottom, it seems like there's a bit of a movement here. Rebellion pressuring both the turtle and the gold lane, sending Renbu down there, but that might be a mistake.
Let's see. Van jumping in. Vincent now with the tortoises with Sans. 50-50, Van. You don't doubt him in a 50-50. Van takes it away, not even close.
No, that's going to be another objective here, falling into the hands of Aura Fire, despite both of these junglers being on at the same level. Let's take a look at how far things have gone for the gold laners, because, man, things are going to go down there. But Beatrix, not even a BOD yet, just Legion Swords.
Very normal at this time. 6 minutes, I think you would expect the BOD.
And they are dead even, essentially, even though there's been more priority for Rebellion to make moves in that gold lane. Now you can see for Aura, that objective gameplay is really suiting them well. Now they're using Van and his Retribution a bit more efficiently, and Rebellion are the ones who are stuck trying to make a fight happen first before they can go for a 50-50 just like that.
Vincent?
Pure Unity. So there's a tanky boy, a beefy boy in the front right now, getting brought back by the Amber Pendant with a blazing duet popped in as well. Now, looking at the electrifying beats, Bloody Hunt going to be able to lock him down, but Van's still able to free hit right now with the hard guard helping him down. Highs in the back free hitting, but Vincent falls with Audi as well. There's a stop, but look at the wild Tars from Cars, finding two. The power of nature takes out Aura. High almost falling to the Renner's apathy by Highs.
From gold laner to mega EXP laner real quick. Cars, that playmaking that he was able to do in that team fight, able to just disconnect the members of the side of Aura Fire, making 3 members fall. Rebellion Zion, it's actually propelling them to a 2,200 gold lead at this point.
Looking at the audience prediction by the Samsung Galaxy S series though, still 61% favoring Aura Fire. They have the more quote-unquote meta picks so far, but Rebellion, they can use their crowd control as efficiently as they have been doing, especially in that fight, targeting the right members. They could still come out on top here. At a 2.1k gold lead, they have all the chance they need to try and make the play happen.
Wait. Okay, audience prediction I find a little bit peculiar. The fact that Rebellion Zion have already picked up a tower in the top side gives them a little bit more space, especially around these neutral objectives of the way that they're able to set up. And look at this.
Oh, Van, what? Still winning it out despite being 1 level down. This Prodigy is something different on that Retri.
That's a lot of questions posed towards Vincent. On that Baxia, it's not like you have a weak neutral objective securing kind of situation. Baxia is usually quite reliable, and he is not succeeding right here. So I think Rebellion, they might have to try and adjust and try something different here. They cannot keep going for these 50-50s. Maybe AudiTZ should try and make a play happen before the neutral objective comes in, and they can try and get something a bit more guaranteed.
Yeah, I think they need to make it a little bit more level for Rebellion Zion in these neutral objective takes. Is it right? Vincent level 10, Van level 9 earlier on, and Van was still able to get that turtle?
Yeah.
What in the world? That's not supposed to be possible.
Well, it is when you have a Retri god like Van. We saw him on the Fredrin last season. Now he's expanding his hero pool, improving, and so far, he has been that sole carry for Aura Fire with Kabuki. I think you said it. Heavy shoulders for Van. for a while now. So now it comes down to the rest of Aura, because he's done his job in the mid game, securing these objectives. When it comes to the later stage, it's gonna be hard to rely on one man to win these team fights.
Look at the damage dealt, especially for Highs right here. He's doing a lot of damage, and we saw one single Renner's Apathy is almost enough to just one-shot Facehugger. So Aura Fire, they need to be a bit more careful and be a bit more conscious with the damage that Highs can output. In the past few fights, he has not been targeted. He has not been, you know, disabled in any kind of way, but now Audi is stuck in a tough situation between 4 members.
Oh, dive in the back as well. Highs here, forced to flick around. Electrifying beats coming down. Highs still able to kite away under the turret. Meanwhile, Audi will fall. Kimura picks the kill up. Van secures the Holy Crystal. Quite fast, wow.
8 minutes in, almost 9 minutes in. And like again, what's Van able to do here in this game is kind of beyond my understanding. Being able to get those retributions, the fact that he's still able to farm really efficiently. And the fact is, right, I understand there is a damage coming in from Highs, but you saw in that 1v1 situation, it's not as simple for Highs to output that damage. In that situation earlier on in the bottom side, he actually already picked up the Malefic Roar, but was unable to do damage onto Van.
Right now, this is a bit of a Lord dance, and there's a lane swap being done by Aura, but it might be too early. Look at that low HP bar from Kimura getting very, very low. He might be out of the fight unless Facehugger can sustain him back up.
Renner's Apathy, not connecting. Renbu is stolen the Astral Echo. Can utilize it now to get vision. Highs already used his. Kimura, no, I'm offended. There you go! Astral Echo right into an Iron Hook. That's the double hitbox, the bigger one. Now Van is looking for an opening, but this time, you made your point, Arashi, and they have listened. Rebellion are not letting it go to a 50-50. Wild charge at the Iron Hook with a bloody hunt and the shield unity onto Van. Now it's the gun down from High Zamor to pick up a kill. High threading the needle to find the rookie.
Man.
Everything all in on to Van. Finally, Rebellion Zion pick up an objective in return for 3 kills. Look at that damage. High nearly gets taken down, but Rebellion Zion, they're picking up the pace, they're taking control, and another tower falls down in that mid side.
The impact of the Iron Hook gets shown here yet again. And for Rebellion, everything is going so well because Highs is completely untouched, man. Unless he's alone and Van goes for a 1v1, Aura in all these fights are forced to try and deal with Renbu, with Cars, with Vincent. All of this dive towards that back line, and that allows Highs to do so much damage. He doesn't feel that threatened at all, goes for the Has Claws right now, so even more sustained unless Aura really tries and focuses him down. And the defense and crowd control is really showing, because earlier, both members that are picked up by a Rebellion are literally stun-locked, unable to move at all.
Yeah, and it gets even worse because Renbu has the option of being that engaged potential as well if he wants to. So now Rebellion Zion, they have actually a lot of things to work with, but that was so close.
The Joyce Kid sure is quite annoying, especially if you have, you know, crowd control you want to land, but look at that damage. Highs is a monster right now, and the turret is going to be the next target.
Iron Hook out, goodbye Kimura. Good night. Highs now gutting Kabuki down. Blazing away, coming down with the wind of nature. Flicker out. Kabuki gets all the BMI. Van in the back. Now with the electrifying beast, even the wild charge isn't enough to take him out to save Highs. But it is enough for Rebellion Zion to go full ham on the back. Facehugger 1 HP. Still able to run. Still able to escape. Audi Teasy flashing the Bigatron emote as he finds another Iron Hook.
Aura Fire went for a 50-50, and this is the result that they're going to receive. 3 members taken down. Will Facehugger be able to defend this alone? High comes back, Kimura as well. Audi TZ tries to get that hook on, but doesn't and will not be able to do this for now. Aura Fire still surviving here in the 12th minute of the game.
The longer the game goes, though, the more damage Aura will have. Remember, they have essentially 2 mid laners, and High is starting to do a lot of damage. No Lightning Truncheon here, but the Clock of Destiny and the Divine Glaive allows him to do about 1,000 damage, and that was onto Vincent, I believe. That's a lot of damage, especially if it lands onto Highs. Earlier in that fight, Aura was able to pick up 2 shutdowns on both Cars and Highs, and that could be a huge swing in goal that Aura might need if they want to drag this game even longer.
That's being optimistic, though. Because the fact is, Rebellion Zion, they're still holding on to the economy. And even if, let's say, things get a lot more even, Aura Fire gets those items that they really need, so on and so forth, how are they supposed to play these team fights, right? Because if you rely on Kabuki, like we saw earlier on, Rebellion Zion, they have so many answers to Kabuki. If Van goes in, like we saw before as well, they also have the resources to do so.
Time everything right at the same time, but Van right now gets Chunkus taken out! What? Wow!
In a blink of an eye.
This comes in, he has the C halberd as well. Maybe that was a factor, but Van completely caught off guard there. He really needed to be a bit more careful, especially against the composition of Rebellion.
Oh man, that burst damage from Valentina. You don't respect it until you feel it, until you experience it firsthand. And Van had to experience that right as the Lord was being contested. My goodness, the follow-up as well. Arashi, the main concern for Rebellion, not in sync. Now they are one unit moving as one.
Now they're making a play for the base. Towers are gonna fall, but it seems like they might just go for the whole thing. Lord is almost cleared right now. And if they want to, they go for pickoff.
I'm offended coming down with blazing weapon, but it's Rage melts him down. A bloody hot from Audi. Teasy blocks Kabuki, and Van in the back now looking out for the kills. Now it's gonna be Highs with a flicker and a triple kill. Looking for a maniac, but he goes for the base. That's a maniac for Highs Amor as he wipes it out. Savage! It's a Savage for Highs before he ends the game.
The first Savage that we've seen this season in the hands of Highs. Before this matchup, a lot of people have been saying that Highs has been the #1 reason why Rebellion Zion haven't been performing, especially in Season 12. And here he is, being able to